Okay, here we are. I've got the noggin cam on here. I don't know if it's working right or not. Hopefully you can see the model. Um, we're testing out the GPS unit today, and the return to home doesn't seem to be working correctly. However, the course lock appears to be appropriate, that it's working. So we're going to run a little test. We'll do the course lock thing first, and we'll give it a try with the home lock again. I'm at the return home feature. Course lock and home lock seem to be okay, but I can't get it to return to home. It seems to power up and head for the skies. I'm not quite sure why it's doing that. Something's fishy about the way it reads the distance from the ground to the copter. I mean, I've got it set at 8 centimeters, roughly 4 inches. So I'm not quite sure where it is. Actually, I'm sorry, I got it set at 20 centimeters. That's about 8 inches from the bottom lip of the GPS dish to the ground. Still trying to figure out why it's doing what it's doing. But here goes a little test and see how the heading hold works. So right now we have it set for, turn it off. Now it's on course lock right now. And let's see, we'll take it out. It's supposed to go 30 feet from the original takeoff point, which I have marked off with the cones. So we get it out over that area. Now bring it back in. Now it's on GPS, selected. I'm going to bring it back down again. Didn't have GPS turned on originally. Just going to bring it down, shut it off. The other thing I've noticed with it now is in the past, when you bring the stick all the way down, it would continue to run until you gave it the stick commands where you push both sticks together to shut it off. With this setup, however, it seems to be you bring that stick down below 10% and hold it there for more than 3 seconds and it'll power off. So you got to be careful about that. I'm not sure if that's set up correctly or not either. So here we go. We're going to switch off on the course lock, and then we're going to switch it back on. Switch the GPS off to failsafe, and you can see that the light's flashing failsafe. Bring it up, that's attitude mode, where it's get that normal flash, and then you bring it up again to GPS and it should turn green, which it's doing now. Flash green. So here we go again. Okay, so right now it's in course lock. Or, I'm sorry. Yeah, course lock. And you can see it holds a nice hover. It's not too windy today, but I've got hands off on the sticks right now. And nobody's touching anything. And I've got it centered in the middle of the unit. And it doesn't seem to fishbowl as much as it did when I had it before doing that. What it does, there's a little wind picking up now. You can see it's moving a bit. But it does hold its course. Works better when there's no wind. But then again, it should do that without the wind anyway. So, take it up a little bit. It's very controllable, very easy to control. It's a little softer than when you have it in regular attitude mode though. Now if I set that right there, it'll pretty much stay in that same spot where it's at right now. It's doing a little fishing, but it's not too bad. A little toilet bowling, I guess that's what they call it. But it's holding its spot, pretty much. I've got it mounted dead center in the middle of the unit with the naza dead center underneath it, as it was required, and a lot easier to set up than when you've got different centimeter settings going on. And it's holding, kinda. You know, if I give it a little stick there to straighten her out, she pretty much holds course. So it's not too bad. So I'm going to bring it back down a little bit, fly it back over. The other thing I notice that's nice about it is it holds its altitude. When you have it set up the way it is right now, you don't lose altitude in forward motion like you do if in regular attitude mode. It seems to drop a little bit, but not much, a few inches. But as you can see, I've got no stick input for the altitude, and I can get it to go in and out without dropping. And you can't do that in attitude mode. It'll head for the ground. And you can't get too aggressive with it in this state either. It's you don't want to anyway. It doesn't really allow it. But there it is sitting. See if I can get it to do course lock. Off and then back on. Alright, right now it's in the course heading. So there it is doing, well, kind of doing it. It's got a little breeze going on, so it's kind of fighting that a little bit, but it's pretty much stable. Looks like she's kind of sitting right where she is. So I hope this video comes out the right way. Okay, so now we're going to try the, see if we can get it to come home. So I'm going to bring it back down again where the green marker is, fly it over to the orange marker on the other side. Sorry, orange and orange. Okay, she's down now. I'm going to switch the course and the heading lock to off. I'm going to bring it up to position 2 for home lock or heading lock, I think. I don't know if that's home lock or heading lock. The way I have this set up is when I use the third position on my auxiliary 2 switch, when I go to use that and I flick it into position 3, that is sliding it over to failsafe instead of manual. Typically it's set up for GPS ADDI and attitude and then manual. So I use that failsafe switch to throw it into failsafe to return home. However, it doesn't seem to want to do that. It goes up in the air and keeps going if I let it go. I don't like that at all. I could not get it to go into failsafe mode when I switch the radio off. It just won't move into that position. I'm not sure if it's a setup issue or what. It's not really clear. So anyway, here we go. We're going to try a return to home test. And GPS is active. Heading lock is active. And we'll see how it works. Okay, bring it over to the cone, nice and slow and easy so it can make its acquisition. Okay, heading lock is on. I'm at the switch 2, which is, I don't know if it's heading lock or home lock, whatever. And the GPS is on. Now I'm going to throw it into failsafe, and let's see what happens. Now it's flashing red on the failsafe, which probably isn't a good thing. It should return home, but there she goes. It's motoring up, not too fast, but it's just doing its own thing right now. It's going up. It's holding course. Alright, I just shut it off. I don't want it to get away. I'm going to bring it back down because I don't trust it too much in that mode. But it holds its position. The heading lock, it looks like it's doing its deal. The heading lock pretty much holds on pretty good with that. Now if I go sticks off, which I am right now, it's doing a little toilet bowl, but not too bad. It's kind of hunting a little bit. I guess that's what you call it. But it's pretty stable.